All right. Everybody ready?
I think Zach needs to come back a little more.
Well, here. Well, maybe I need. Yeah, you need to move over a little bit
Yeah.
more, Zach. There you go. There you go.
There we go.
Take that microphone with you. You got it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, there we go.
There we go. We can make this happen.
You're a single man, aren't you, Zach?
Huh?
You're a single man. So we want to get you out there. Any way we can help. We're here to be of service. So there you go, man. All right, Zach Newsom, Sherry Washington. On Juneteenth, it's actually June 18th. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is AM 1400 KBFT, the voice of Fort Dodge. I'm Michael Devine, the Doctor of Truth, and I'm broadcasting live from the Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters studio. Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters, by the way, is at 612 South 32nd Street here in Fort Dodge, and you can get a hold of them by calling 576-6481. We have a return today of Mr. Zach Newsom. How are you, Zach?
I'm doing good.
All right. And at long last, we have Sherry Washington back on the air. Come on with that. Come on. When was the last time? Yeah, let's go. When was the last time that you? When was the last time you were on? You used to be on every now and then, but of course I was sick for months.
Yeah. Well, last night I was on the air shortly, a little bit.
You were on. You were on the air with me and Zach.
Yeah. On the radio with Zach.
In the studio is what I was talking about.
Mama Jane.
That's
Jane
right.
Burleson, yeah.
That is a remarkable woman. That really is.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she really is.
Amazing.
I haven't seen her for several years. I didn't know what her mental condition would be. 93 years old, isn't that what she is? Man, she
really
remembered.
Really good.
I told her that story from probably the 1940s. You remember that?
Yeah.
She remembered
every word of it.
She remembered exactly.
Every second of it.
Jane Burleson. Have you ever met Jane Burleson?
I met her.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
But she told me, years ago when she was still in the city council on the air, she told me a story about when she was a teenager. So we got to go back to the 1940s, I would think. And she was a teenager and she was out on the town with some of her friends, and their friends were all white. She was the only black girl in the group, and they went to a movie or something. And then they wanted to go to a place here in town for ice cream. I think it was Constantine's, actually. Mm-hmm. So all the kids went in there and they all ordered ice cream, and whoever the moron was behind the counter said, I'll give ice cream to all of you and you all can stay here. But he pointed to Jane and said, I'm not serving you any ice cream. You have to leave. Oh. So the white kids just said, well, if you ain't serving our friend, you ain't serving us, and we ain't coming back here.
Yes.
That was in the 40s.
Yes.
Believe me. Fort Dodge did not have a reputation as a fern bar or a giant, intellectual and artistic center. We were a packing plant town.
Yeah.
But still, the people of Fort Dodge, and kids too, who are in their 90s now too, if they're still with us, they even had the good sense to know that was just flat out.
Sure.
I mean, it's wrong in a cosmic sense to do that to a young girl, to point her out like that and say, I'm not serving you because you're a black girl. Yeah. Man, I might have done more than that. Of course, I was in and out a few times when I was younger for misbehavior. Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zach and I talked about it yesterday for quite a while, and you were on the phone. That's right. So I'm going to start with you, actually, Sherry.
Okay, sure.
I want to know the significance to you of Juneteenth. What does that mean to you?
Oh boy, how long do I have?
Well, you have as long as it's going to take. That's why we got up in the morning.
Yes. Well, it means so many things to me on so many levels. Besides showing the love.
Showing what kind of love now?
The love that we have unified.
All right. So this isn't black people loving each other. This is black people together with everybody showing the love.
Collectively.
Okay.
Collectively.
Thank
because
you.
it wasn't just
I just don't want any I don't want any misunderstandings. I want to know exactly what you're saying. And thank you for that very much.
Okay, yes. We didn't free ourselves. So,
no.
However, what it means is we can equally be respected. We can equally be first-class citizens here in the United States. Should not be thought of any less than. It just signifies just how far, we've come, with it becoming a national holiday to where we were. However, there's a whole lot of work that still needs to be done.
Explain that. Whole lot of work, and I'm going to come to you, Zach, with that same question because you're running for council here pretty quick. So there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done. What sort of work are you referring to?
Yes, well, the division. You know, there's
Is there still a lot of division?
there's still, well, yeah, we see it all the time. You know, but you know, one thing that hate isn't something that you're born into.
You have to be taught it,
You
that's
know,
for sure.
It's something that you're taught, you know. So the segregation that we had back then to where we are today, you know, it still exists, you know. But
It exists
I
in
think
some
it's all-
quarters.
in some corners, and I just think it's an individual thing, you know. Folks just can't be all grouped into one box because of A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. However, it is an individual thing. You know, so there's some folks who may not even recognize it or even want to recognize
You're
it.
talking implicit bias now. Do you believe in that concept?
Well, it depends on.
Hey, I'll make it easy for you. I do believe in that concept. Okay, well, we're going to switch over, and thank you for that, Sherry. We're going to switch over here to Zach Newsom, who's, you know, a sharp-looking dude. You know, there ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. One of the Ohio players. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. You know who the Ohio players were? You're kind of a young guy.
I do not.
You
I
did
do
not? Oh, they were a great singing group back in the
that
70s.
song, Roller Coaster.
Love roller coaster.
Yeah.
Love roller coasters. Oh, yeah, God, we all dance. Those were the disco days. Disco days. Love roller coaster. Yeah. Or
roller skate.
skin tight. Yeah, or
Yeah,
roller
Skin
skating.
Tight.
Yeah. Skin tight. And those are great songs. It was a different time, Zach. Yeah.
Okay.
You missed a little bit there, something. But have you ever had a white girlfriend?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course you have.
Yes.
Now, did that mean anything? The fact that your girlfriend was white, did that have any special significance to you?
Like,
I mean, did it
explain.
mean? Did it mean? And did it change your perception of the girl because she was white? We're talking implicit bias here.
No, but I experienced the bias because I dated a girl that was white.
Mm-hmm.
So, like with us,
from white
from
people?
family, yeah,
from your family.
no, from her family. My
Her
family was accepted,
Okay.
like without a doubt. So I've experienced it twice with the mother of my kids and then my girlfriend, my last girlfriend. So like their family was very keen on emphasizing that. It was
I believe you, but I have seen some older black dudes go off when they see a white dude with a.
no. So the thing is, it's like this. When they go off, it's because, all right, are you sure you're going to be able to be, are you sure you're okay with being with someone who may not understand everything you go through? Like to the depths of it. So like when, and not only understand what you've been through or what you're going through, but be able to stick with you through it. Okay. Because there's, to be plain and simple, dating a black woman, like there's a understanding that doesn't have to be explained or taught because we come from similar backgrounds, similar experiences.
Right.
It doesn't have to be like, she doesn't have to try to see it from my perspective. More often than not, she experienced it herself. So we have that understanding. So now if I'm dating a white girl, okay, and I'm going through something, not only do I have to go through it, I sort of have to explain my perspective, like what I'm going through and why it's affecting me like this and this, that, and the third. So, but my parents were accepting, like, if you're happy, we're happy, accepting into the home, all the stuff like that. On her side, it was different. Yeah, we could go into a whole bunch of stories. I'm playing piano. This is how different it was. I'm playing piano at their house, and I play the piano, I play the harp, and to the point where one of the family members said, "Oh, I thought you people just rapped."
Yeah.
Well, there are those sorts of things.
Yeah, so like there,
I've seen real
So
white racism, but I've also seen questionable comments from black kids. I know a black kid in this town. He's 40-some years old now, and he was over our house all the time. And he got a white girlfriend, and he was really involved with her and loved her. But they broke up, and he was talking to me about it one time. He came over because he confided in me because he had no real father. He confided in me, and he was talking about his ex-girlfriend, and he was talking with deep regret that they were no longer together. And he said to me, and he said out loud, he was kind of looking away from me. He said out loud, "She's with some white dude now." And he caught himself and he looked at me with these sad eyes. I said, that's okay. This is one of these things I don't understand. She's with some white dude. Would it make you feel better if she was with that? Because I don't know if it would.
But to answer the question, no, because we loved each other. So there was no
That's the real
significance. So
thing.
that was everything else didn't really matter.
I'm asking these questions so we can tie it together on Juneteenth, because Sherry over here just said this is everybody collectively living and loving together.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Is that what the goal is to you, Zach?
Yes.
How would that look in practice? We're going to have this thing at Meriwether Park tomorrow. What time, Sherry?
11 a.m. starts until 3 p.m.
See, I've done
closing.
this job before. We're going to repeatedly mention the date and time.
Yes, awesome.
So, how does that look in practice to you, Zach? We're going to have this. There's going to be food and some music and picnic tables, the whole thing. I've been to celebrations down in, I guess I got to say Pleasant Valley, which is okay. Yeah, I didn't buy it. But I've been to celebrations of various times, religious services over the many, many, many years. And, they're all pretty much the same. What would be different about this one? Because it's Juneteenth.
Well, the timing is perfect for the national recognition that it's getting, being passed as a national holiday.
Yes, that was
So
down at the
that
federal
timing-
government.
Yes.
If I were a federal government
Mhm.
employee, I wouldn't be working today.
Well, maybe some of them aren't.
By the time it rolls around to the
Yeah.
private sector, I'll be retired or dead. I don't think that's right, Zach. I should get retro, days off. For
Yeah,
June.
why not? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But if you get the days off, you got to celebrate. You have to do something productive and
hey,
celebrate.
that's not a problem. If you want me to come down to Meriwether Park and party tomorrow, I would be happy to do it. We had Martin Luther. That was a struggle. Stevie Wonder led the battle to get Martin Luther King Day recognized as a national holiday. And he worked on it for years, and he got it done over the very vociferous opposition to Senator Jesse Helms. You know who Jesse Helms is, Zach?
But
He was an old bull senator from North Carolina, and I lived for a time in North Carolina, and North Carolina was a special state. I'll tell you, they were good people, but they're violent. Boy, I'll tell you, here in the Midwest in Iowa, anyway, we don't know what violence is compared to some of those folks out there. But anyway, once those old bulls faded from the scene, either they lost their office or they passed. I'm not celebrating the man's death, but once we got that done, or that was done, then it was a lot easier. How did you, Zach Newsom, celebrate Martin Luther King's Day? You gave me the right answer and the correct directions that when we have one of these holidays, like Memorial Day, like 4th of July, we should observe the holiday with action. So what did you do at Martin Luther King Day this last January?
do what I pretty much do almost every day. Continue. No. Here's it goes in depth. Continue to serve. Like that's the thing. So like for me, it was reading his stories to my kids. So like that day I took the time. Okay, this is not just watching TV, playing on your tablets. We're gonna educate ourselves on who this man was, and had kid books that I have at the house, read it to them. And then also just going out and being productive in the community. The change that he talked about, actually putting feet to it. So going to the parks, playing with the kids, like being a help.
Outstanding.
Yeah. So
that's
how
outstanding.
and then of course good food. Yeah.
You don't have to talk me into eating, I'll tell you that. Sherry, what did you do on Martin Luther King's birthday?
Well, we would have Martin Luther King celebrations
At the church?
at
or
the church, in the community, down at Coppin Chapel
Mhm.
Church. We would do the community feedings. We would have community dinners, actually. And,
Coppin Chapel doesn't have near the membership anymore that it used to, does it?
it
We used to go down there for dinners every year. What was that?
Yeah.
What was that dinner?
the pork chop dinner.
Pork chop dinner.
Pork
yeah.
chop dinner.
At Coppin
and
Chapel.
then they would have the fried chicken dinners.
Then they'd
too.
have that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
well,
big deal in Fort Dodge.
Yeah,
Right after church, a lot of people show up in suits and stuff.
Yes, they would. And so there's a cakewalk that's planned for Coppin Chapel out on the sidewalk whenever the heat breaks, whenever we can get back down to the 60s or 70 temperatures. But the cakewalk, that'll be outside in the front of the church,
Okay.
and cars passing by can just buy cakes and kind of help donate and kind of keep those efforts going in Coppin Chapel while The building is they have membership. It's just very small.
Well, the town's smaller.
Yes,
the town's a lot
yes,
smaller, and
Yeah,
that's
and I
regrettable.
think-
And I regret I didn't pause and remember Martin Luther King on his birthday, mainly because I was still sick, I think. But actually, I just looked at it as another day off. But I read extensively as a Christian man about Martin Luther King, not about black, white, race, or the civil rights struggle he was engaged in, but his thinking on Christ. That guy, I've read him and thought about him many times, what he said and prayed about, and I'm not anywhere near his level of depth yet. He was a very
His level of faith.
level. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's his
Yeah.
deep belief in his faith.
Mhm.
And
Stepping out on faith.
I know a lot of people say they're Christians, but I think they go to church for show. But that wasn't the case with him, and he was actually martyred, like Christ.
Mhm.
Which I don't even know what that means. I don't know how to handle that at all. But, so I want to get back to Juneteenth, and again, 11 o'clock tomorrow, Merriweather Park.
Yes.
Is there an
yes.
admission fee or
No, it's free. It's always free.
Smiles.
Yep.
smiles?
Yep. Bring
Yeah.
some smiles and some love. And Clayton Chicken will be down there. He's so vendors, of course you can
Clayton?
purchase
Oh,
food.
Stephen.
Steve
Mhm.
Clayton.
Oh.
Stephen.
He does a
Stephen
great
Clayton.
job, man.
Yeah, so he's selling food down there. TC Mays, I think they're going to have something set up where they'll be selling as well, and other vendors. So
TC
Yeah.
Mays had to close their doors. They got kicked out of their building.
yeah,
Do you know where they're going? Anybody know where they're going?
I'm not
Not yet.
sure.
All right. Somebody call
Yeah.
me sometime and tell me if they know what. Well, I guess I do have
Yeah,
Shiver's
yeah.
phone number here, so I can wherever my
Yeah,
phone is.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
all right, good enough.
Yeah.
So I'm inspired to hear this. And I sometimes you have to talk about how you feel about these things. These are not. There are intellectual exercises.
How do you feel?
How do
You've
I
asked
feel?
us what's Juneteenth to you?
Juneteenth right now is nothing to me, to be honest with you. I've heard that in Kwanzaa in the past, and I thought, I'll tell you, I'll be frank with you.
Yeah.
It was a black person thing. Okay. And I don't have any problem with that. I mean, the Jews have a day, the Irish have St. Patrick's Day. We all get drunk as hell,
Yeah.
and all of those things. But to be honest with you, it was, I saw, well, black people are going to party. Good.
Yeah.
They're not going to invite me.
Mhm.
and that's
And-
fine.
And a lot of folks think that way.
Yeah.
And
Well, sure
hopefully
they
this
do.
will- Yeah.
We had Mexican American Day down in Des Moines. Oh man, that
Cinco
was
de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo Day.
Mhm.
All of that's the way I thought about it. I don't know how you feel about St. Patrick's Day or Cinco de Mayo Day, Zach, but that's the way.
I don't look good in green, so I don't really.
Yes, you come on, Zach.
I don't-
You look good in everything. Every color fits you perfectly.
That's one holiday.
Come on, man.
That's one holiday I sit out.
You sit that one out.
I'll accept my pinches.
You'll but Kwanzaa was a different thing, and I don't want to get in because we're out of time. I don't want to get into it right now, but this is a celebration of liberty.
Yes, we're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yes, you
know?
are.
I mean, and just all that they went through for us to even experience an ounce of what they went through to get us to where we are today is
No,
something that we couldn't even imagine.
no, you can't.
Mhm.
You can't. I have many stories from my youth
Mhm.
where black people were threatened. I mean, with their lives.
Mhm.
And back in those days, if somebody threatened you with your life,
Mhm.
you better man up.
So then that's the question. So my question. So having people in your youth that you've seen that happen to, how did that make you feel?
It made me feel strange, and how should I say this? Like I just eaten a rotten apple or something. My stomach got queasy. I got a bad taste in my mouth. There was this, and I've told this. Everybody who's listened to me for any length of time has heard all my stories, but I'll repeat this one. Here was 1961 liberalism, white liberalism, and my folks were just ordinary people. They were not exceptional. They just went to church. That's all. We had a black kid in the neighborhood, and he'd come over and play baseball with us, as all kids from the neighborhood did. And there was this one little jerk, and I think he went on to become a criminal and a prisoner in a penitentiary, which he should have been. I don't know. He got mad at the black kid and dropped the N-word on him and ran off. He was a fast runner, and my mother heard it. And she gathered her kids together. And she said, you can never say that word because that really hurts Billy. Billy was a guy's name, was a black kid's name. And you don't want him to stop coming, do you? To the yard and playing ball. We went, no, we were little kids,
Yeah.
He said, but Here's again 1960s liberal. Always say Negro.
Yeah,
But at least she taught something.
Yeah.
You know, culture doesn't change as quickly as we wish.
Mhm.
But that was one small step in my little life
Yeah.
that made me understand that people could be hurt by these sorts of things because they didn't look like me.
Sure.
And you know, when you're 9, that's all you can handle.
Yeah.
So that upset feeling,
Yeah.
and knowing like that discomfort, knowing it wasn't right, that's why you should come out and celebrate, because that makes it your holiday too.
Well, you know, and I'd be happy to do that. And listen, you never have to invite me to a party twice.
All right. It's for all of us.
It's for
Yeah.
well, and that should be the good news, and that should be the message.
Yes.
And maybe
yes,
this is one of
yes.
those small teaching moments, like I just described, for people or someone to come to and say, "Hey, this is what's up."
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Do we want to mention who we're honoring?
Of course,
I
please
was-
do.
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's
I
all
spoke
yours.
2 days in
Oh,
a row.
no,
This
go
is for
ahead.
you.
Come on,
This
come
is
on,
for
Zach.
you.
Come on.
I got a few years on
Quickly.
you here, so.
Oh.
Quickly, please. We're running
Okay,
out of
so
time.
we'll be honoring Judge Brown,
Judge Brown.
and then also Bishop Johnson and Mother
Leroy
John.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they'll be
Leroy
getting there.
Church.
Yeah, we'll have some plaques for them and giving them their roses, and thanking them for everything they've done for our community.
And
Yeah.
Dennis Williams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Judge live now?
Oh boy.
That's
None-
all right. Everybody around here who's a little older knows Judge,
Mhm.
you know, and I do. And
Yeah.
Judge is originally from North Carolina, where I say I spent part of my life. And we
Yeah,
shared some stories from Wackoville, that's for sure.
yeah, he's over there by the old Safeway in that area.
Is that where he is?
Mhm.
But he's in town.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. He's still
Zach
here in town.
Newsom, you're running for Jeff Holder's seat. Jeff's getting out of it, and you want to be the next council at large. And Sherry, are you going to be the next senator from
Oh
Iowa?
no,
or
no,
you're gonna pass?
politically, no.
You
no,
think that
no,
bites, all
no,
right.
No, I respect everyone's position, and I know what I'm good at, and I'll stay in my lane, and it's not being a senator.
You're just full
or
of
a-
love all the time,
that's
aren't
it,
you?
That's it. That's
By
what
God, I
love,
envy
peace,
you.
and
I
hair
just-
grease.
You know, I
Love, peace,
find
and
myself
grease.
hating every now and then.
Oh well, you gotta let love conquer all.
All
you
right,
know? There it is.
that is true.
There it is.
Somehow
There it
I haven't
is.
let
Love
love in the
conquers
front
all.
doors.
Conquers
Right?
Yeah, love, peace, and hair grease.
Can I get that quote?
Yeah. Zach, thanks for being here.
Pleasure. Thanks for
Sure.
having me.
Sure, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
11 o'clock Saturday.
11 o'clock tomorrow. This is AM
Yay.
1400 KBFT. All right, we ran a little long, but I don't care.
Oh.